Hey everybody, it's Morning Joe and the Pro, and it's Wednesday. I'm excited to have Dwayne Bryant and Dave Cokin with us, and I'm having some issues. I had my cleaning lady come over last night and clean the studio, and she must have hit a cord, so we are taping the show old school style. All I care about is we have a show out today, so we're going to do it this way. Dwayne, I missed you, man. How have you been?
Good, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, that it has. You've been busy. How's the start to the football season been?
Not good. Not good at all. The only good thing was I did hit my 5% play with the Colts plus 6.5. But definitely got a lot of work to do.
Dave Cokin, what's going on, brother? Welcome back. Nice show yesterday.
Yeah, and part of the benefit of that show is it focuses on a lot of games, and just in talking about the games, you'll sometimes clue yourself in on something, and I did that and started researching another game that I hadn't really looked at previously and found what I think is a really good play. I'm going to be posting my plays later today. Well, there's already a couple up, but we're going to have three more that'll be posted later today, including another 5% play. Off to a really good start this football season. We're 16-7 on all the posted plays at WagerTalk, college and NFL, and looking to add to that this weekend.
Nice. Guys, everybody make sure to check out Dave Cokin, Teddy Covers, and myself. We do a college football betting show every single week. It's up at WagerTalk.com. You can find it on our YouTube channel at WagerTalk TV and, of course, at Sports Memo.
I have to just say one thing, and this really pisses me off when I do this. I just said we're 16-7. I'm 16-7. There's no we. I can't stand it when people do that, when they talk like it's a group. It's just you. Say I, okay? I'm 16-7, not we're.
So the woman who grooms your beard every Tuesday at 11 a.m. is not helping.
She doesn't make picks. The cat doesn't make picks. No, just me.
Okay, Dwayne, are you good with that disclaimer?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, I think sometimes people do it because they're referring to themselves and their clients, but I mean, it's not something I generally do, so, it's to each his own, I guess.
Yeah, he's Dwayne Bryant, and we've missed him. Guys, let's get straight to it. College football. I want to talk to you about Texas Tech versus Arizona U. We spoke a little bit about this game on the college football betting preview show. It's up, as I said, at WagerTalk TV. For me, we've had a big line move on where I wanted to go in this game. The total was 73. It's now up to 78 in some areas. I told everybody on Tuesday's show, that I like over the total in this game, and I actually still like it, even though we've lost a lot of value. As far as the side goes, Texas Tech finds themselves at -2 with a couple of 2.5s on the board. And I'm not going to go anywhere sidewise. Dave Cokin, our college football legend, what do you like in this game?
I haven't played it yet, but I am starting to look at it a little more. And I'm kind of looking at the Arizona side now, which I wasn't originally. So let me get into this for a second. One of the things you're hearing about this game is, Arizona got run all over the field by Hawaii. And that's a passing team, and they couldn't stop it at all. And so Texas Tech, with their offense, they throw the ball all over the field, same thing. It's not the same thing. And here's the difference. Hawaii plays a run-and-shoot offense. That's a different scheme than the air raid offense that Texas Tech plays. The 3-3-5 that Arizona plays defensively was not at all a good fit for the offense they faced in Hawaii. It's a better fit for the offense they're going to face here. Both teams throw it a lot, speaking of Texas Tech and Hawaii, but it's not the same scheme. And people are kind of confusing that. I'm not saying they're going to shut down Texas Tech because the Red Raiders have a good offense, no question about that. But I think Arizona might have more success defensively in this game than they had in the Hawaii game. And Texas Tech is going to have to figure out a way to stop the Arizona offense because Khalil Tate looks really good. He's not running as much as he did 2 years ago. That's probably a good thing, but he is running very effectively. So I'm starting to look a little bit at the Arizona side. Again, it's not a play, but at least it's a consideration at this point.
Dwayne Bryant, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's not one I'm going to be playing, but I mean, at right now, I would lean to the Tech side in this game. Arizona, like you said, they were minus 10 at Hawaii. Managed to lose that game despite being plus 4 in turnover margin. That's not easy to do.
Yeah.
In fact, I went to the SDQL database because I was curious. Teams that were exactly plus 4 in turnover margin were 492 wins, only 61 losses, 89%, and they were 85% against the spread with an average line of minus 5.5. So, definitely a strange result in that one. They did come back and they beat Northern Arizona by 24, but Northern Arizona is nothing either. Texas Tech blew out a couple of cupcakes so far. Really haven't had to open up the playbook that much as far as I'm concerned. But for me, it's like Tech has shown some defense so far. Arizona hasn't shown any. Again, it's not a game I'm going to play, but I lean Tech at this point.
He's Dwayne Bryant, Dave Cokin with us. I'm the Prez, co-founder of WagerTalk.com, owner of WagerTalk, Sports Memo, and the Gold Sheet. Guys, real quick promotion, and then we're going to talk a couple of baseball games and then 2 NFL games. Dwayne Bryant, as I said to you guys in the NFL preview show with Kelly, he's as good as it gets in NFL. His totals are freaking legendary. This man makes profit in the NFL year after year after year. And I've got an absolutely massive promotion for all of you guys. It expires on Sunday. You can have half off of Dwayne Bryant's NFL season. That's 50% off his price at WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code DB50. That's DB50 for Dwayne Bryant, 50% off. That promotion is as strong as it gets. And the great thing is, although Dwayne won his 5-star on Sunday, I think he had a 1-2 or 1-3 week, which means the wins are a-coming. Right, Dwayne?
That's the plan, my friend.
Okay, boys, let's talk some baseball. Dave, the guys are missing you, man. They want first pitch back, but you know what? They're just going to have to settle for today. Atlanta against Philadelphia tonight. Philly is 2 games back on the Chicago Cubs. There's such a delicious race in the National League. You got Milwaukee 1 game back, Philly 2, Zona 2.5, the Mets 3. It's going to come right down to the wire. Philly is playing Atlanta tonight. And, for me, it's like you look at Atlanta, and this team is just absolutely on fire. They've won 8 of 10. Effin is on the mound tonight for Philly against Keuchel. Atlanta finds themselves a short road favorite at minus 126 with an over and under of 9.5. And, Dave, I'm so deep into the NFL right now, I have absolutely no opinion on this game whatsoever. Talk to me.
Keuchel has the rated edge here over Eflin. I mean, he's pitching really good ball now. He's settled in. 5 straight starts where he's pitched, 31 innings, and he's given up 3 runs. That's a hot pitcher. Eflin has been pretty much the opposite. Philadelphia. They're 4-12 in his last 16 starts. One of those was against the Braves. It was probably the worst start of the entire bunch. I think Atlanta's going to get him again. And with Keuchel pitching the way he is right now, to me, Atlanta looks like the side of this ball game.
Dwayne Bryant, you're awesome in baseball. What do you like in this game?
I'm not playing this game, but I do lean over in this one. Keuchel has been pitching well, like Dave said. His last 5 starts, only 3 runs allowed in 31 innings. 4 of those starts, though, were at home. On the road, he's been a different pitcher. He's got a 165 whip. He's allowed a 310 batting average on the road. what really got my attention was his home run to fly ball rate on the road is 36%. Now he is a ground ball pitcher, so that's not as important in his case as it would be for somebody that's more of a fly ball pitcher. Zach Eflin, middle of the road at best. The Braves have already nailed him twice this year. 5 2/3 combined innings against the Braves. He's given up 12 earned runs on 14 hits. 4 of them were homers. With both pens being mediocre at best, they can give up some late runs as well. I lean to the over.
He's Dwayne Bryant, Dave Cokin with us. You're watching Morning Joe and the Pro, and you're watching it old school style. We're using the old way of recording today. Just having a little bit of issues. What else is new? But I think the sound quality is good, and I am on a mission. Dave, one more baseball game. Let's get to it. Arizona against the Mets, and a really, really big game. We spoke really briefly about the wild card standings, and I feel like these are must-win games for both teams. Robbie Ray versus Mats on the mound tonight. You got the New York Mets as a short home favorite at -115 with an over and under of 8.5. And Arizona, they lost 3 in a row, 2 already to the New York Mets. I don't think they can afford to get swept. They really need this baseball game. What are you doing in it?
It's a tough one. Robbie Ray is kind of morphing back toward what he usually is, which is a shaky control guy who gets a lot of strikeouts. He was doing better with his control, but the last few starts, it's going the other way. And what happens when that takes place is that he doesn't last long. So consequently, in his last 3 starts, I'm going to throw out one of those starts because if you want to go 4 starts back, it's even worse. But I think something happened in that game. I don't remember what, whether it was weather or something. But last 3 starts, 5 innings, 4 1/3 innings, and he had a 2-inning start against the Rockies. So, he's putting a lot of stress on the bullpen because he puts a lot of stress on himself with the pitch counts. The Diamondbacks are winning when he pitches. There's no question about that. 5-2, 9-2 in the last 11. So you have to say he's in positive form, or the team's in positive form, certainly, when he pitches. But Mets is tough at home, and the Mets finally winning a couple of home games. They've been having all kinds of problems at home, but now they're looking a little bit better. I think I lean Mets here. It's not going to be a play for me.
Dwayne, what do you like, brother?
Not a play for me either. I lean Arizona in this game. This is the first time the Mets are going to face Robbie Ray this year, and one of the things I like to do is I like to take fade teams that are seeing a lefty either for the first time or for the first time in a long while, which is the case in this game. When I look at Mats did face Arizona back on June 2nd. They got to him for 5 runs and 2 homers in 6 innings, which makes complete sense to me because Arizona's got a 122 WRC plus against lefties. It's the 3rd best number in the league. They've averaged 7.4 runs in their road night games against lefties. And like I said, they got to Mats once already. The Mets are only averaging 4.2 runs in their home night games against lefties. With the bullpens, you never know what you're going to get. That's a wash as far as I'm concerned. So I got to lean to Arizona.
Guys, let me talk quickly some Canadian football. Quick promotion for everybody. Andrew McGuinness, 28-17 in Canadian football on the year. Absolutely outstanding. He's a Canadian sports handicapper. He lives out in Halifax. Between hockey and Canadian football, this is what he does best. And if you go over to sportsmemo.com, you could get the rest of his season, which ends at the end of November, for $99. There's no promotion code needed. It's $99. Just head over to sportsmemo.com and get down on his Canadian football. Over 62% on the season. He's literally writing, churning out, doing one of these when it comes to money. Guys, let's talk some NFL football. Dwayne, I asked you last night to pick 2 games to talk about. And, I didn't know which 2 games you were going to pick. But I was really hoping you were going to pick the Seattle-Pittsburgh game, and you did. So let's start there. I'm going to give you my take on this game because I find this game probably the most fascinating game on the board. Then we'll go to you, and then we'll talk to Dave. So for me, what I find fascinating about this game is a couple of things. One is Pittsburgh as bad as they were last week against New England. I mean, this team couldn't move the ball. This team could not stop New England on defense. Every side of the field, they were just bad. Now, we've seen year after year with Pittsburgh that they could lay an egg on any given week and come back the next week and put up a 50. The question is Pittsburgh over? They really struggled last year. They were in a must-win spot, I think, in Week 17. Had they have won that game, they would have made the playoffs, and they lost that game. This team really did not have a good year last year, and they came out of the gate really bad this year. So maybe Pittsburgh is not over, and maybe New England is just that good. I don't think we know the answer to that question yet. And conversely, it's the same with Seattle. I mean, Seattle looked good running the ball against Cincinnati, but they really struggled to put up a lot of yardage. Cincinnati put up 200 yards of offense more than Seattle last week and entered the red zone a whole lot of times, almost at will. There were 4 times they went into the red zone where they came away with nothing. So really, if you look deep into the numbers, Cincinnati should have beat Seattle that game. But they didn't, and that seems to be the case with Seattle. No matter who is playing on that Seattle team, they always find a way to win, whether it's throwing the ball, running the ball, turnovers, stout defense, 72-yard end-of-game field goals. Pete Carroll has his team ready all the time. Dwayne, I really want to play Pittsburgh in this spot. I really want to believe that this is a proud team, that this is a team under Tomlin that we've seen come back year after humiliating loss on national TV. I just don't know if I can. I'm absolutely struggling to find a play here, although everything in my being is telling me Pittsburgh is the right way to go. What do you like, my friend?
I do lean to the Pittsburgh side here. They did get embarrassed on national TV, and what's one of the mistakes that a lot of bettors make is they see a game on national TV, they see one team get destroyed, they can't wait to bet against them the next week. It's easy to overreact to things like that. But, the Steelers, this is their home opener. The way they got embarrassed on national TV, they're going to be motivated in this game for sure. Big Ben has a history of playing much better at home than on the road. His career QB rating at home is 99. On the road, it's only 89.3. You touched on Seattle, a couple of points that I wanted to make here also. They were lucky to win that game at home last week, 21-20. They were outgained by 429 to 233 yards. They only averaged 2.9 yards per carry, and they're supposed to be a run-oriented offense. And that's not going to bode well for them. Pittsburgh was number 6 in rushing yards allowed last year. So that's going to be a sore spot there for Seattle. Seattle was +2 in turnovers, and their red zone efficiency against the Bengals is what won them that game. The Bengals, as you mentioned, they got into the red zone, couldn't do anything with it. Seattle seemed to capitalize every time they got there. Some of the things, too, coming into the season, Russell Wilson lost his favorite receiver. Doug Baldwin retired. There's going to be an adjustment period there. Their defense is not the same. The Legion of Boom is long gone. They got shredded by the Bengals last week. They're in a spot where they're a West Coast team traveling east. So we got, it's 10 a.m. on their body clocks as well. Steelers are going to be hungry in this game. The way they got embarrassed, I mean, if they don't bring their A game this week, I'd be shocked.
Dave Cokin, it looks like Dwayne and I both agree that the lean is towards Pittsburgh. What do you think, my friend?
This is one of the cross-off games for me. Pittsburgh was not just bad against New England. They were really badly coached against New England as well. And I know, look, in the long run, it doesn't make much of a difference. They were going to lose the game anyway. But Tomlin ended the game for his team in the third quarter. He literally ended the game. It's a 3rd and goal at the 2. Down 20-0. Shotgun snap, empty backfield, and the play doesn't work. So now it's 4th and goal. And at 20-0 in the third quarter, he kicks a field goal.
Which makes no mathematical sense.
Yeah, I tweeted at the time, well, that was really smart because it took the Steelers from being down 3 scores to being down 3 scores. That's just an incomprehensible coaching move. And at some point, and he's been shaky on strategy more than once over the last few years. At some point, when a coach continuously does the wrong thing, don't think that we're the only ones that are talking about it. The players talk about it too. I would be a little bit worried about this. I'm starting to think that it might be time for a change in scenery in Pittsburgh. He's been there a long time. I know they don't fire coaches in Pittsburgh, but I think this team's better than they're showing. I know they had distractions last year, but that's an excuse for the fact that they did not make the playoffs with what is a good roster. New England is better than they are, but not that much better, as they showed in this Sunday night game. So I'm worried about the Steelers at this point. I need to see a good performance out of them. Seattle, not the easiest spot in the world for them, coming up a very close game when they escaped against the Bengals and having to travel east. I think the number's a tick high, just a tick. I made it 3. I'm not going to bet it, but let's just put it this way: Pittsburgh sure isn't going to be on my card.
Guys, one more game to talk about real quick. Sorry we're taping in the old school manner. All I care about right now is that we have good quality sound. I think it should be on today's show. To recap a couple of the promotions, Dwayne Bryant, 50% off his NFL season. 50%. Not 1550. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code DB50. And Andrew McGinnis's Canadian football over at SportsMemo.com. $99 for the rest of his season. Also, guys, the NFL presidential address will be up today, Wednesday. Kelly and I are taping it right after this show. And the college football betting show is already up, receiving rave reviews. And that show features Dave Cokin, myself, and Teddy Covers. Dwayne, let's talk about the last game you sent in, New England against Miami. And look, we spoke about New England briefly in the Pittsburgh section of the show. And, you know, how good is this New England team? They got Antonio Brown now coming in to play wide receiver. There's talk Gronk might be coming out of retirement. If that is the case, Tom Brady would have the best weapons he probably has ever had in his career. Josh Gordon reinstated. I need to see more of New England. I was so impressed with them last week. I was impressed with them on defense and offense, but I just don't know what this Pittsburgh team is yet, so that destruction might have been a little bit phony. Miami packed it in last week. 59 points they let in. This team, the rumblings out of Miami, there are guys that don't want to play on that team anymore and want to be traded. The quarterback position is a mess. The whole defensive structure is a mess. They've got no wide receivers. They've got no tight end. They've got no running back. This team is a complete and utter disaster. And it shows in the line, Dwayne. New England is minus 19. Now, I'm in a survivor pool, and I know that the 500 of us that are in the survivor pool are all going to pick New England. I'm going to as well. We'll worry about beating the rest of the survivor pool in week 3, 4 to 17. I'm just going to pick New England and make sure I get to the next week. Dwayne, I literally have nothing to talk about in this football game. What do you like?
Well, the thing that intrigues me about this game is that I believe the look-ahead line on this game was New England minus 11. And we're up at 19. I think I've even seen a couple of 19 and a halves at this point. And I'm definitely – I can't bet Miami, but there's no way I'm taking New England. This is just a major overreaction to last week again, where we all saw New England on national TV just take apart the Steelers, and everybody saw Miami give up 59 points to Baltimore. But this game is Miami's Super Bowl. If they're going to get up for one game this year, it's going to be this game. Now, is that going to make a difference? I don't know. But what I do know is, New England has traditionally had trouble in Miami.
Yeah.
They're 5-1. Miami's 5-1 straight up and against the spread. Their last 6 against New England in Miami. Miami's head coach Brian Flores was the defensive play caller for New England last season, so you know this game means a lot to him as well. The intriguing thing to me about this game, the line being as high as it is I went to the SDQL database. Since 1991, teams that have been favored by more than 17 points are 19-1 straight up, but only 5-15 against the spread. So only 25% of the time have they covered when favored by more than 17. And 5 of those 20 games were the Patriots, and they were 5-0 straight up, but 0-5 against the spread, laying more than 17 points.
Dwayne?
So it would be Miami or nothing, but I just don't know if I can do it.
Dwayne, is that statistic, the minus 17, is that relevant to being an away or a home team, or is it both included?
It's both, and I think there was only one road team, and I think that was New England. I think I saw they were favored by Baltimore. I forget what year it was, but all the rest of them were home favorites.
So that even makes it tougher. Dave Cokin, what Dwayne is saying makes total sense. It's one of those things where I'll give you 10 reasons why Miami will cover, but I don't want to bet them.
I don't think the number's that far off. I made the number 17.5. So it's not like there's a load of value.
And plus your eye patch is teal.
Yeah, there you go. That's not an honor of the Dolphins. Look, if you're going to take Miami here, you do it first half. If you think Miami's going to cover this game, you do it first half.
Great point.
Okay, because they probably will come out fired up. Like Dwayne said, they'll treat this as their Super Bowl because it's the only Super Bowl they're going to see this year, that's for sure. And the Patriots might start slowly here. It's difficult to see them really being excited about this. So if you want to make a case for Miami, I would say first half. I don't want them full game because they're so bad, they might give away a touchdown or two on offense in this game where somebody gets a pick or a fumble and takes it in the end zone. You can see that happening in this game. It's certainly not going to be a bet for me. If I want some laughs, I'll probably turn on this game just to watch the Keystone Cops in action, which are the teal-clad Miami Dolphins. God, they're awful.
He's Dave Cokin, Dwayne Bryant with us. Great show, boys. Really loved having both of you. Everybody, my apologies for recording old school style, but I don't think you guys care. You just want good information, good sound quality, and we're going to do everything we can to provide it to you. Tomorrow's show, Tony Finn with us and mid-major Matt. Make sure to watch Morning Joe tomorrow. Also, make sure to check out the NFL Presidential Address with me and Kelly. It's the best NFL show on the internet, period, end of story. It's better than Marco and VR show, bet on it, even though that show is top freaking notch. That show got 30,000 views last week. Hats off to all three of them, VR, Gianni the Greek, Marco, and Kelly. That is just an outstanding out-of-the-gate number for a show that was literally in its first week. So big kudos to them. Dave and Dwayne, best of luck this week. I won't be speaking to either of you guys on radio again until next week. So kill it as you do. And Dwayne, I have no doubt that you're going to bounce back and have a monster NFL Sunday.
Appreciate that. Good luck, fellas.
Dave, be well, brother.
Thank you, sir. Good luck this weekend.